Hello there, it's Rob Brunson from Wass Electronics Sales. Today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the Delta RF sample board. What I'm going to do is adjust my camera so we can take a deeper look at some of these connectors and Delta's capabilities. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, guys, now we have a little bit better view of the sample board. As I start to get into this, I'll hold every little piece up to the camera as best as I can, but this does give you a pretty good visual representation of what we're looking at here. So Delta does about 80 different series of connectors, and around 90% of them can be put on a board. Hence, our sample board being on a printed circuit board. If you look close enough on here, you can actually see there are part numbers engraved. If we were ever to meet in person, this is something that we could walk you through. So let's go ahead and start with the largest connectors on the board, which is going to be the SMA connectors. This is a threaded on connector, and on this board we just wanted to show you a couple different versions of it. We've got an edge mount, a regular right angle, and then down here at the very bottom we've got this bulkhead one. Next, we're going to move over here to the SMP. They have a 2-hole flange, a 4-hole flange. They almost have a catcher's mitt, which is this guy right here. Trying to get that to render for the camera, but it's almost like a little funnel that your connector would go into in your interconnect. These are good to about 40 gigahertz. So next we have the SMPM connectors, and these are about 30% smaller than the SMP connectors. These are good to about 65 gigahertz. Obviously, with size comes a lot of frequency restrictions. Going from an SMP to a SMPM is about 30% difference in size. Same thing with an SMA. As we kind of walk through this, you'll see a common theme of everything being about 30% reduction in size. And the smaller the connector, the higher frequency we're going to go. So next, if we look over here on this side, let me flip it around for you here. We have the SMP3 connector. This is rated up to 65 gigahertz, but in fact, it does about 110 gigahertz as a connector. Don't tell anybody we told you that, though. Of course, like we said earlier, as you go smaller, the frequency goes higher. All of these that I just showed you, the SMPM, the SMP, the SMA, the SMP3, these are all snap-on connectors, which are really great for applications where things are fixed in place. For example, a board-to-board application where there's not a lot of vibration. So the question is, right, what do you do in a higher frequency system that you're going to see a lot of vibration and you need something a little bit more durable? So for something like this, we would recommend the SMPT right here. We offer the SMPT series, well, the T series really, as an SMPT, an SMPMT, an SMP3T. All what that means is this little dash T right here, this is really just stands for threaded. I have a cable assembly with me that I can show you. It's very small as well. But if you look, it is threaded, right? So you would really just want to come down. Let me get this here so we can see. You would obviously pop in your connector and just give this a couple screws, 2 or 3 turns, and you'll be locked into that connector, right? So that's a very good solution for anything that's going to have high frequency, that you can't deal with any vibration. It's going to be in a little bit more rugged application. Next, we have gang mounts. So whenever we're dealing with applications this small, obviously real estate is a huge issue, and this is where a gang mount can come into play and actually be a real solution provider for you. What we're doing is we're taking something like an SMP or an SMPM connector and loading them into this housing, right? So for example, these 3 ports, you're getting 8 interconnects and in about 1.25 inch size, right? So all of our gang mounts too are keyed, which makes for easy installation, right? You can't plug something in upside down, and you're probably not going to be able to see this because of the angle of my video, but these are actually labeled. So if you were someone who wanted, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, whatever, we could label that for you just so installation would be even easier. So really, whenever you're looking at this board and Delta in general, there's 3 mechanical schemes where Delta RF can actually help you solve a lot of problems. Number 1 is board to board, and that's taking 2 boards with a bullet, like you see right here in the middle, and you are basically blind mating the 2 boards. Next, we have board to cable, where you're taking a cable mount and you are mounting it to a printed circuit board. And then lastly, we have cable to cable, which is pretty self-explanatory. So this is a very generic outline of the board. And if you guys want more information, I'll jump back over to the screen and I'll show you where you can get those links. Hey guys, I really appreciate you taking that little bit of time just to check out that sample board really quick. One thing that I would recommend is head over to Delta's website and just check out some of the things that they offer. I would really recommend you go over here to the resources tab, and if you can check out their literature page, it's really good. I mean, they have a general catalog which is relatively large, and you can find pretty much anything you're looking for in there. But for you military guys, they have a mil spec catalog, so you can get as granular as you would like to. I'll drop links for all that in the description below. If you're watching this on dub, there'll be a button for that as well. So check that out. And really anything you need from that website, you'll be able to get. And then of course, if you need any questions answered, feel free to reach out to me or your other rep who you're talking to. Anyways, thanks so much for taking the time, and we look forward to helping you out with some interconnect solutions soon.